Season 5, Episode 1, Stoicism and Attachment. Can detachment harm love? Welcome back to the podcast. Today I want to explore a question that's been buzzing around in my mind. Stoicism teaches us to detach from things outside our control. Our wealth, our status, the outcomes of our plans. But what about people? Can this detachment extend to relationships? Could it make us avoidant, distant, or emotionally shut down? And if it could, is it even possible to form secure, meaningful attachments while practicing Stoicism? It's a tricky tension, but one that feels really worth exploring because it touches on something fundamental. How we love and how we stay connected without losing ourselves in the process. Let's start by thinking about what Stoicism actually says about detachment. When the Stoics talk about detachment, they aren't saying, don't care, don't feel, don't love. That's a common misconception. Stoicism is about freedom from being controlled by fear, by desire, and by what other people do. So, in essence, by the outcomes that we can't influence. Epictetus says we should focus on what's within our control. Our thoughts, our judgments, our actions. Everything else is out of our hands. In practice, that means you can care about someone deeply without panicking if they disappoint you. You can love someone without letting your happiness hinge entirely on them. You can invest in a relationship fully while still keeping your mind clear and your heart steady. Detachment in this sense isn't indifference. It's clarity, it's freedom, it's emotional balance. Indifference, on the other hand, shuts people out. It's cold. But detachment frees you. Indifference isolates you. Now let's bring in attachment theory, just to see how this plays out in a modern lens. Psychologists talk about secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized attachment. Avoidant attachment is the one we need to look at closely today. Here, avoidant people often keep emotionally distant. They suppress vulnerability and they fear intimacy. The question is, could Stoic detachment be mistaken for avoidance? Could someone who practices Stoicism start to pull back from people in a way that mirrors avoidant attachment, even without intending to? The distinction is really subtle but important. Detachment is intentional and conscious. Avoidance is defensive and reactive. Imagine a person who practices Stoicism and they're in love. They love their partner fully. They care about them deeply, but they don't obsess over controlling them or fearing their loss. That's detachment. Now, imagine someone who keeps their distance from their partner because they're afraid of pain or rejection. That's avoidance. The first liberates love, the second blocks it. But here's the tension I want to highlight. It's easy to misapply detachment. It's easy to slip from freedom into fear and start creating emotional distance that isn't healthy. That's why understanding the difference matters so much. Stoicism, when practiced properly, actually enhances secure attachment. Secure attachment isn't dependence. It's comfort with closeness, comfort with independence, resilience in the face of uncertainty. A securely attached person can be present, loving, engaged, and also maintain a sense of self. Stoicism can support this by reducing fear of loss, by helping us stay grounded in the present, by reminding us that while we can't control everything, we can control how we show up. We can invest fully in a relationship without clinging, without overreacting, without letting our happiness depend entirely on another person. We can love freely because we aren't enslaved by fear or desire. So what does this look like in practice? First, notice where your emotions are tied to things you can't control. If your happiness feels at the mercy of another person's actions or moods, that's where detachment can be helpful. Next, practice gratitude and presence with the people in your life. Appreciate them, invest in them, enjoy them, but without trying to own, manipulate, or control them. Finally, reflect on your motivations. Are you withdrawing because you're scared? Or are you stepping back because you want to love wisely without being consumed by fear or attachment? Detachment, when understood, is freedom. It allows us to love more fully, not less. So, can a Stoic be securely attached? Absolutely. Detachment doesn't harm love. It can actually liberate it. You can care deeply, you can invest fully, you can be present, and you can still protect yourself from the suffering that comes from trying to control what isn't yours to control. Stoicism, applied properly, gives us the tools to love wisely and fully. Thanks for exploring this question with me today. Tomorrow we'll continue to dive into Stoicism and love with a look at desire and discipline. Can desire exist without chaos? It's a great question. Until then, stay curious and remember, philosophy isn't just something we think about, it's something we live, even in matters of the heart.